Well, hello everyone and welcome to the channel. You've joined me today at a very quiet Kyalami circuit here in Midrand. Normally for the 9-hour weekend it's going to be packed, but as you can see all around me, it is a ghost town, and because of COVID-19 and the lockdown and the strategic kind of planning to keep everyone safe, there's no supporters at the track this year. It's just the teams, the crew, a few handful of media that have been invited. And you'll see in the back here is where the shoot's going on for the TV, and the broadcast stuff's all happening from up here from the Sarel van der Merwe rooftop terrace. I'll take you over to the top quickly, or to the railing, and you can have a look at the start straight. So this is where all the cars will be lining up for the start tomorrow. Start's moved to 11 a.m. Traditionally it would be a 11 a.m. Usually it's a 12 p.m. start. So it's a rolling start, of course, as they did last year, and under very different circumstances. As you know, last year was the first 9-hour in South Africa after many decades, and Porsche took the title last year, coming out on top after tremendous heat. I remember doing the grid walk last year and it was so hot, and you could literally feel like after a few minutes the sweat just running down the side of your kind of face. And now in these COVID times, we won't be doing a grid walk this year, and we're not allowed into the pits. We could arrange some interviews with drivers, which I'll be doing at a later stage, but for now it's kind of the quietest I've ever seen this place ever in my life for a motorsport event. But it is what it is. Let's go downstairs and see if we can find any of the cars, because we're kind of based out here in the media center, and we'll do our broadcasting and we're checking all the live timings and stuff. All that goes on in here in the media center, and if we need any information, we find that out. This hall normally is packed with exhibition stuff. I remember last year there were racing cars, there were some exhibits. I think Race had some cars here, all the big tuning companies and that. And this year it's a giant empty hall, as you can see. There's no one around, and they're busy setting up over there, as you will see, the presentation booth. So this is where the drivers will obviously come, the barricade for all the COVID screening and all of that. And very different time, very different world that we're living in. Normally it's a automotive festival, cars everywhere, bikes, people, enthusiasts, talk, banter about cars. But you look down in the pit lane as well, there's absolutely nothing happening. I mean, no one's around. Very strange situation. Even the grandstand across the road from us there, pretty much empty. So let's take a walk outside and see what's happening on the outside. If we can spot any of the cars, we'll see if we can find any of the racing team members, ask them what their thoughts are on racing in a world without spectators, with all this added protection measures where you've got to wear the masks, you've got to sanitize. It's got to play some sort of role, I guess, preparing for a race, thinking about what you're going to be doing. And it's a very strange situation. We're going over the bridge now at Kyalami, and normally down here on the sides you'll see some of the racing cars, but unfortunately not. Coming outside, you'll see very strange dynamic again on the outside. No music, no festivities. It's pretty much the quietest you'll ever see this place. I actually feel weird walking around here. I don't know if we should even be reporting, or then go over to the Guild Boma, see if it's open. Some classic Porsches around here. Yeah, and this is where we kind of come and chill and hang out, but I don't think we'll be able to do much. Kind of just stay in the safe zones where we need. As you can see, beautiful day out on the track. The track itself, perhaps one of the best tracks in the world, certainly the best track in South Africa from a kind of development perspective, what they've done to it to get the track 100%. We want to have an F1 race here, but we're not sure. I mean, let's go up to the top of this platform, give you a bit of a better view of the track. You'll see some of the corners I love the most. Yeah, let's see, what do we have here? Drivers will be coming down full speed, portions of the circuit, turning in there, going around the corner. The newer part of Kyalami, where they've taken out the kinks that were here before and made it more higher speed. Can you say higher speed? I don't know. The bike guys talk about the changes to the track making it a bit slower, but I don't know. I find that because the cars that we test and the vehicles that we're driving are getting faster and faster, the changes to the track just make you alter the way you negotiate things around the track. But anyway, that for 9 hours now, from tomorrow, you're going to be hearing a lot of noise if you live here in the Midrand, Kyalami, Sunning Hill area, where the racing is going to be taking place. I will be here tomorrow bright and early to broadcast, see where they can let me in, and which drivers I can get to talk to, their thoughts are on the race season, the shortened season, and of course next year. Confirmed the 9-hour dates for next year. It's going to be, I think, next weekend in December next year. So hopefully it's COVID-free and everyone can come and enjoy racing GT3 cars. If you love GT3 cars, Mercedes-Benz is not racing this year. They've decided to sit this one out, but all the other brands are here. So if you're a Porsche fan, BMW, Honda even, I'm here to see the Honda NSX. Last year the poor car didn't make it. It had to drop out of the race. The Lambo as well, that I really wanted to see do well last year, the Huracan, dropped out of the race. So I'm hoping the Hondas do well this year. Porsche of course is always in the hunt for a win. And their cars are so fantastic, built for the track. They won here last year amongst, I guess, the worst conditions you could have thought of. That when the rain came down, we went from that heat that I talked about earlier to the rain where the track was actually waterlogged, and there were certain sections of the track where you'd hit it and there was standing water all over the place. So the drivers really had a tough time last year. I think they're in for it again. If you look around, the skies are quite ominous, and it's Joburg. It's going to rain. We know it's going to rain. We just don't know when, at what critical moment things are going to sort of let go. But here we are. Kyalami 9-hour is going ahead despite the circumstances of COVID-19, and despite the lockdowns, and despite the rising numbers of infection. I think the motorsport fraternity has pretty much had enough, thinking we'll keep things safe and as safe as possible, but we want to race right now. And having the 9-hour back and continuing with it just goes to show that, you know, South African motorsport is really committed and really up to be amongst the best in the world. So here we are, Kyalami, sorry you can't make it to come to the track. Bring your family and enjoy this stuff, but follow me and subscribe on YouTube and also here, and we will be broadcasting from the track tomorrow. I'll show you a bit of the races. I'm going to try and get on the grid, so to get you onto the grid. So yeah, join me tomorrow.